Hey, D&Ders, RPGers, Game Masters, and the such. I think I'm going to try to make this my last thing talking about this concept of 1d6 thief checks because I'm getting into the minutia because that's what we do, I guess, or at least that's what I'm doing. So, in a subsequent video, I was talking about 1d6 checks, and I was talking about in white box, which makes it really simple and elegant. You just basically are given a number, and that's your target number. So if you have a 2, these you can do pretty much a lot of different tasks by rolling either 1 or 2 on a d6, and at certain intervals, you start to gain an increase in this ability. So at 4th level, you roll 1, 2, or 3. You can do a thief task. And at 7th level, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And at 10th level, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and these things are not tied to any specific trait or stat or anything like that. These are just these skills, right? Now, to look at it in the table form, I took this from Swords and Wizardry. Of course, how would you say, Advanced D&D kind of had the same traits and everything. So 1 through 3, this is your odds, 33%. 4 through 6, this is, it's 50%. 7 through 9, 67%, and 10th level is 83%. And these are your typical thief skills, right? Climb walls, pick pockets, hear sounds, hide in shadows, move silently, open locks, check traps. I put this little double dagger here. These are for, I let them add, if they have a dexterity bonus, can fall into that category. So instead of getting a 2 out of 6, they would get a 3 out of 6 at first level for picking pockets because they're dexterous, right? So you don't have to do that. I just kind of did it to make it just a little varied, okay? So Chuck Barchuk, right? I think that's how you would say Chuck's name here. Well, in their discussion back and forth in the YouTube video, came up with this really cool thing. A couple of ones you can do point buying, and you get 2 points to apply them anywhere you want. It gets skilled. But then he came out with this thing down here. Suppose all skills succeed on a 2 in 6 chance, adding an additional die as the level increases. So 1st through 2nd level, you roll 1d6. Level 3 through 5, 2d6. Level 6 through 8, 3d6. Level 9 through 11, 4d6. And level 12 through 14, 5d6. Okay? Now, I thought this was kind of cool. And I said, well, I'm going to ask my friend Stacy because I don't know anything about it, right? And I'll tell you why, because she's a statistician. She calculated this in her head. I think she was taking a bath. I'm texting her, right? This is how she figures things out. She's a super smart person here. To calculate the percentage of success by adding new die, you must calculate the chance of not rolling a 1 or 2 and subtract it from 1. For example, if you have 1 die, you want to see if you're going to get a 1 or 2 on it. It's 1 minus 4 divided by 6, which makes it 33%. Now, for each subsequent roll, you would raise the 4 to 6 to that exponent. Okay, so if you were to roll 2 die, okay, and want to see the probability of either rolling a 1 or 2 from either one of the die, it would be a 56% chance. It's fairly interesting, right? So it's 1 minus 4 divided by 6 raised to the second power equals 56% chance. Now, I wanted to see what would happen if you advance in level on the even integers, going up as leveling, right? For example, on 1st level, you get to roll 1 die, it's 33%. On the 2nd level, right, so you either roll a 1 or a 2 on either on one or the other die, right, you have a 56% chance of this occurring. It's pretty fascinating. It's a pretty big, I think if there is a bump on every level. You can see what goes on. This would be 3, this is 4 dice, 5, and obviously 6 dice. As cool as like you never ever get like 6 out of 6 chance. I mean, you always have to roll something. So this ends up being like 91% chance at 10th level of being able to accomplish any one of those thief class. I mean, you could roll, it's probable, like 9%, that you roll 6 dice and none of them come up with a 1. So this is sort of an interesting way of doing this. If I was to map this, right, I say map it or graph it. So here's the added dice method and its statistical climb compared to the 1d6 method by Fantastic Medieval Adventure Game. That's its climb. You can easily see how this steps up like this, where this one kind of makes more of an interesting, more linear climb, I guess you might say. But either way, I mean, they're going to do about the same thing. They're going to end up about almost the same when you get around this area. So the question is, do you want your characters to have a boost in the beginning or not? It's kind of like, this is a matter of preference. I think this is more of a thought experiment than anything. You can leave your comments down below and tell me what you think of it, because this may be fun, but maybe not practical for doing it online. You got to make them roll 2d6 where you could just say, just roll 1. This may be cumbersome. What level are you? You roll 3, or your 4th level. Now you got to read, well, what was that? 1, 2, 3. That's 4. I mean, maybe it's easier to just do 2d6 and just have it increase as you go. All right. Well, enough of this. You guys have a nice day, and we'll chat later.